Welcome back, everybody, to the We Talk Film podcast. I am your host, Barry, as always, joined, as always, by Clayton. How you going, Clayton?
Hey, Barry, I'm good, as always. It seems to be your catchphrase at the start of these.
Yeah, I was thinking of changing it up, but I'm too tired to change it up, man. It's like we're a day late doing the podcast. I'm exhausted. I have been filming stuff at the moment and working on things at the moment.
Yeah.
We're both very busy people at the moment. But not busy enough to forget about doing the podcast for the audience.
No, we can't get out of it that easy. No. We're stuck here because you guys keep listening to us, so it's your own fault.
Yeah, don't listen to us and then we won't have a podcast. Simple as that.
Oh, yeah, true. All right, speaking of listening to us, why don't you throw us on over to the news for this week, Barry? All right. First thing I'd like to bring up was we got a trailer for a new DreamWorks animated film. And it's been a while since we've had like a good DreamWorks one that I really liked.
Yeah.
And this one called The Wild Robot looks like it actually might be quite good. Yeah. It reminds me a lot of like the Iron Giant, that sort of vibe, but with the animals around it. It's like Pocahontas or Brother Bear, but with the Iron Giant. It looks kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Sure, I might actually check it out. Rarely do I check out like an animated film. I think the last one...
Yep.
Oh yeah, I was going to say the last one that I really enjoyed was Disney Pixar's Soul. I thought that was really cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, well, this one from the robot one, it's actually from the same people that made How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes,
they're responsible for this one time around, same producers and stuff like that. So I think that's the reason why, it is a good sign. And it has a thing, like the trailer as well, when I saw it, because I saw like a little clip of it and I was just like, oh, this is going to be some other DreamWorks film again. You know, they haven't been that great in recent years. But then I actually like sat down and watched it because it's a different style of animation again. Like, similar to like the Puss in Boots animation, a bit more. And then I was like, wait a minute, like this is actually quite good. And I think potentially the robot actually doesn't speak. Well, not in the trailer anyway. Yeah,
which would be very cool. I love little quirky characters like that. It'd give a kind of a Wall-E sort of vibe to the main dude.
Yes.
And yeah, it definitely piqued my interest. So we might have to keep that one on the radar.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. All right, moving over. Madam Web, a film that we didn't watch,
and never watch.
And no one else watched, and no one will ever watch again because Dakota Johnson, the star, has put out a statement. I thought this was the funniest thing ever. She put out a statement, and it was just, "I will probably never do anything like that again."
Fair enough.
So funny.
Fair enough.
Yeah, she said that the decisions behind the film were made by a committee, and art does not do well when it's made by a committee. And so it seems like she really hated just every step of the way throughout this film's production. And the film itself. Not surprising.
And so do a lot of people.
Everyone. I have not heard a positive review on it.
No.
Which, good on you, Sony. You made another terrible Spider-Man spinoff.
You did it again. Good job, team.
Now we gotta wait for Craven. Whoa. It's gonna be the same thing.
That's this year.
Yeah, that's this year. Getting 2 shitty Spider-Man spin-offs in 1 year.
I think it will be better than Madam Web, but not as as much better.
That's not like a high bar.
No.
But it's also like, come on. They're both gonna be bad. Okay, moving away. Something that I am really excited to actually check out and haven't had time to as of right now. Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action series, has been renewed for a 2nd and a 3rd season. So we're getting at least 2 more of them. Yep. That's a good sign. And people seem to be really loving it. Everything I've seen is being like, it's not as good as the animation, but it's really good. People are praising it, which is surprising, and I'm happy about that. We will definitely check it out at some point.
Halfway through of it.
Okay.
So we will be checking out this at a later podcast, talking about it a bit more. But yeah, I'm halfway through at the moment, and I'm quite surprised by what I'm seeing. That's all I'll say at this point in time.
Okay, well, you guys are
Yeah.
gonna have to wait for our full review on that at some
Yes.
point in the future when I can get around to watching it.
Exactly.
But moving away from that, we got a first behind-the-scenes look at James Gunn's Superman. This is our first like official behind-the-scenes. It is just a set in Norway. There's a bunch of fans and a shed and
There
some,
was a dog.
like, gear.
There was a dog.
There was a dog.
I like the dog.
That was just a dog that was hanging around. It's not in the film, I don't think.
He needs to be added in the film now.
Yeah, well, people thought it might be like crypto, but
That's
James
what I
Gunn's like,
thought.
nah,
Yeah.
it's just a dog.
I was like, they're turning crypto into a wolf? I was like, damn.
No, it's just James Gunn's new friend, so that was
Yeah.
cool. So, yeah, that film's shaping up really well. Hopefully, when it comes out, it's good.
Yep.
But okay, moving away to something else that looks good. Amazon Prime's Fallout series. We got another trailer, and an announcement of the episodes. It's coming out April 11th, with every single episode out on that day, so it's not that far away.
Okay.
And the trailer we got hyped it up even more. It's really got me interested now.
Yeah.
It looks even better the more we see of it, which is very surprising because I was very skeptical at first when they announced it, and then the first photos and everything. I was like, I'm not sure, but I think at this point I'm like, all right, I see what they're doing, and I think this could definitely work.
Yeah. After this trailer, I watched it. And I was just like, because they released one like a teaser trailer already. And I was just like, this isn't going to be great. This is going to be like a whole another Rings of Power situation again.
Yeah.
And then, they released this trailer and I was like, wait a minute. We've got something here. Like, as long as like the entire show is in the similar vein as to what like they showed in the trailer type thing, that more like not taking it so serious type thing.
Hope so.
I think it will be good. And I think it actually will be better than the new Borderlands film, if I'm being honest.
I don't think that is like questionable at all. I think the Borderlands film is going to be terrible, and I think the Fallout show is going to surprise us. I don't know if it's going to surprise us in a great way or like a terrible way yet.
We'll find out in April.
Yeah, we'll find out in a month from now.
Yes,
exactly a month. Whoa, look at that. Wacky. All right, moving away. Some sad news. Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, has passed away at the age of 68. Yeah. That sucks. He's been like a mainstay in like anime since like it started. Dude's one of the reasons why it's so popular nowadays and we're getting so many different things. It's because Dragon Ball is huge.
Yeah, one of the first ever like animes I watched was Dragon Ball. So
yeah.
That's what really got me into all that.
Yeah, 100%. And even if you haven't seen anime, you can recognize the characters and know that's from Dragon Ball.
You know who Goku is. Like everyone knows who Goku is.
So that's a shame. So yeah, rest in peace to you. But moving away from that, we are getting a sequel for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. It's going to come out October 9th, 2026. So they've announced the release date. Yeah. It's quite far away. That's all we know about it.
Well, we wanted a sequel when we did our review of it, the first one anyway. So go make sure to check that one out, people. That was like 6 months ago at this point. Damn.
Oh god, yeah. And Seth Rogen, go watch that because we told you how to make a better sequel too. So
exactly. Exactly.
You can catch up. All right. Speaking of movies that are coming out soon, another movie announcement. A Watch Dogs film is in the works. And I don't know if you heard about this one.
No.
This has got me really excited because Watch Dogs is a game series, video game series that I thoroughly enjoy, but I forget about often. Because
first one was
not
great. I played the second one, didn't enjoy it as much as the first, and then I never played the third one.
I forgot there was a third one, and I haven't played the second one. But the first one's really great.
Yeah.
And the other news that surprises me is it's going to star Sophie Wilde, the Australian actress who was in Talk to Me.
Oh, okay.
We don't know if she's playing the main character, or like as in the character from the games, who was obviously very different to her, but. We don't know if it's doing an original thing, which is what I'd assume it's doing. It's kind of an original story set in the universe.
Same world, type thing. Well, that's the thing, because it would make sense to get then guest starring, or potentially, is Aiden's character from the first Watch Dogs.
That's a good point.
That guy, the voice actor and did the mocapping for that, they actually copied off that actual actor as well. So they actually could get the actor to come in and do all that. That
could be really cool. I don't know what they're going to do. We don't know anything yet. But yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I'm going to keep an eye on it. We will keep an eye on it. All right. One final news story this week. And it is another sequel announcement. Super Mario Bros. Is getting a sequel as well, coming out April 2026. And this is another one that, I feel like it deserves a sequel, similar to Ninja Turtles. I feel like it can improve on the first one in so many ways.
Yep.
So go for it. Give us more of good stuff and improve what was bad.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is it going to be Jack Black seeing Peaches again?
He needs to come back.
Song. Yeah, he'd have to come for a new song.
100%. They'd have to. They made so much money from that song. They'd have to come back with something. Like, because I know in Kung Fu Panda 4, he's done a song for it now. Like, the animation studios are already like, hey, let's get Jack Black to make more songs. So he's got Tenacious D doing the music for Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
So maybe we could get Tenacious D and Super Mario Bros.
That would be pretty cool.
I don't know. That would be very cool. But that brings it to the end of the news. But before we get into our main thing. Main thing. Our main event for tonight, thank you, Barry. We would like to talk about the Oscars because we're doing this a day late. The Oscars came out today, so we saw that. So I had a thing, Barry. I want to go through the winners, and I want you to tell us if we got the prediction right. It's a fun little game. We can see how many we got right. We can see how well we did on our prediction, which came out, again, like 4 or 5 months ago on a previous episode. I think it was our episode with the holdovers. But anyway, go check that out.
Yeah, something like that. Oscar predictions. Yeah. Well, we had our own Oscars at the end of the last year as well. We had our own award thing.
We did both, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, we predicted the Oscars. And I want you to tell me right now, how accurate do you think we were?
75%.
You're about spot on, Barry. This is the 96th Academy Awards. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them.
So I would like to just go through the categories, announce some of the winners, and just see what we think. We can compare it to our predictions.
Yep.
Get a sense of idea of what the industry was thinking. Yeah. Okay, so I will start somewhere random. My notes are in no particular order. Let's start up the top with Best International Feature. Okay. Do you remember what we predicted was going to win Best International Feature?
I can't remember for the life. Society of Snow?
Yes, we wanted Society of the Snow. It didn't win, and I'm very mad. The Zone of Interest won Best International Feature. I'm very disappointed. Throw that out there right away. That's like the one thing in this Oscars that's annoyed me. Everything else I'm okay with.
Yep.
But this. It's like, you bastards. Yep. You took it from us. Moving away to Best Cinematography. We got this one right. We said Oppenheimer, and Oppenheimer won. So that's great. Costume design. This one was curious.
Yeah.
I said Napoleon, and you said Barbie, but probably Poor Things.
Yeah. Because we both didn't see Poor Things at that point.
We hadn't seen Poor Things. But all things considered, we surprisingly got a lot of the Poor Things ones right, which is funny. But I wanted Napoleon. Poor Things won Best Costume Design. We did mention it in that. We were like, hang on a minute. The costumes looked wacky. It's going to win. So Production Design. Poor Things also won this. You wanted Barbie. And I said Poor Things would win, so that's a win for me. I don't know who's keeping score.
Someone.
And then editing, best editing. Oppenheimer won, and we both said The Holdovers.
Yes.
Obviously, just watching it.
Yeah, because I've been just after watching it. I still go with The Holdovers, if I'm being honest, because there's still something about the whole aesthetic of that film that the editor did to make it look like an older film. Like, it was actually fit for that time. And I was actually talking to someone about this the other day. I was like, I really hope that they would have got an editor for it. Because of that whole aesthetic that the editor did. You know, they did like a whole film grain aesthetic that actually looked like on film, even though it wasn't shot on film.
It was so cool, and I wanted that one to win as well. But that's okay. Moving over to sound, what did I pick? We both said that Oppenheimer was going to have best sound, mostly due to the explosion. That was our notes for it, was big explosion, sound cool. But the Zone of Interest one, I haven't seen it, so I can't really speak too ill of it, but...
We'll watch it eventually.
Does it have a big explosion? I don't think so.
Big explosions. It needs to have big explosion.
Exactly. Speaking of big explosions, best visual effects. I said Godzilla -1. We both said that's probably going to win. You said The Creator.
I wanted Creator to win. I knew it wouldn't.
I wanted Guardians 3, but we both said Godzilla's probably going to win.
Yep.
And Godzilla won, which is very cool. First ever Oscar for a Godzilla film.
Yeah, which is great.
Very cool. All right. Makeup and hair, Poor Things. We both said Poor Things. That's a given. Original score. I said Killers of the Flower Moon, and you said Oppenheimer. So you were correct there with Oppenheimer.
Yeah, because it's the same guy that did The Mandalorian. That's why.
Yeah, Ludwig Göransson, who is amazing, and I get it, but I think I just didn't want to give too many awards to Oppenheimer. But it seems like I should have, because the Oscars gave all the awards to Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So moving away to the bigger awards, Best Animated Feature. This one kind of surprised me.
Yes, it also surprised me too.
We both said Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And Boy and the Heron won.
Yeah.
Miyazaki film, which I haven't seen. I don't know if you've seen yet.
I have seen it.
You have seen?
We were planning to do a whole Studio Ghibli episode on the podcast, which I still might do one day, hopefully. I'll try and get Clayton to watch them all. But yeah, because that's the thing. It's not his best film. Like, I don't rate it that highly compared to all these other ones and stuff like that. And then, it won Best Animated Feature. I was like, okay. Like, that kind of blew me the other way a bit. Like, I was surprised by that. Like, I was thinking it was either going to be Robot Dreams or something like that before Boy and the Heron.
I don't know. All right, moving away. Original screenplay. We both said The Holdovers. Anatomy of a Fall won. Again, disappointing. But what can you do? That's okay. Adapted screenplay. We both said Oppenheimer. And American Fiction won. Again, I haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
So, I don't know. It beat Oppenheimer and something. That's good for it, I guess. Okay. Actress in a supporting role. This one's cool because you wanted Emily Blunt.
Yep.
And I said Emily Blunt's probably going to win, but I want Divine Joy Randolph to win from The Holdovers. And she won.
And she won.
I backed out on my answer. I should have stuck with it.
Yeah, that was actually really great to see because I just watched like a recap of the Oscars before doing the podcast, and it was just like, yay, she actually won. Like, I was so happy for that because like how much Oppenheimer was already winning. I was just like, give it to someone else.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely felt a lot like Angry Man Yells at Cloud, you know? It was... But that's okay. I'm glad The Holdovers won something, at least. Okay, and then actor in a supporting role. I said Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon, and you said Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer. So you were correct once again. And I should have trusted my gut and given all the awards to Oppenheimer. But that's okay. Okay, so actress in a leading role. We both said Emma Stone for Poor Things, and Emma Stone won. Like, that was a good guess on our part. We're getting good at this.
We're getting very good. We're getting very good. Maybe we should be the new judges for the Oscars next year.
Judges? We would get fired so quickly. Can we host it as well?
That would be great. We can host it for you. You know, I'm sure Jimmy Kimmel will be more than happy to skip a year. We can put
Muppets in it. Remember when they did that? Where did they do that? They did that for the Game Awards. That's right. They put Muppets in the Game Awards. Oscars. Oh, yeah. That would be great. Okay, all right. Moving away. To Best Directing, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer.
Yep.
That was a given.
That was a given.
We both straight onto that. And then finally, Best Picture. It was Oppenheimer.
Yep.
No one saw that coming.
No,
I was really hoping for The Flash.
I
don't. Oh, yeah. Yep. Well, that's it.
Well, actor in leading role was obviously Cillian Murphy.
Oh, I skipped that one. Yeah,
you skipped that
I,
one.
I've got it
Which
here, I
everyone knew
skipped
he
over
was gonna get anyway. Like there was no competition with that really. Like how well he portrayed
Yeah.
Oppenheimer in that. I was just like that is amazing. Like that is such a role. That is like casting RDJ as Iron Man again. Like that is a role meant for that actor type thing.
That's true. He was so good. There's a reason that film won so many awards.
Yep.
So overall, I'm pretty happy with this year's Oscars.
Yeah.
Nothing too surprising. A couple little hiccups, but that's mostly because I didn't see the film that won. So it's like I can't
John Cena
really
was
speak on
naked
that.
at the Oscars.
He was naked. Slash showed up and played I Am Just Ken. That was cool.
It was cool when they did the actor or not announced the actor. They got like Brendan Fraser, Ben Kingsley, Matthew McConaughey. Who else was there? Those two were two. I can't remember.
I didn't watch it all. I only skimmed over it. Yeah. But it's very cool nonetheless.
Cool to see. So yeah, it was a cool this year. I was very happy with this year too.
Very cool. All right, let's chomp it on over to the main event for tonight.
Oh yes. Man, we are here back yet again talking about the next decade of films, and this time we are doing the 2000s.
Oh boy!
This is a series that Clayton and I have been doing since the beginning of the podcast. I'm not
Dawn
sure
of time.
First, we started in the 60s, didn't we? Yeah, that's where we started. So make sure to go back and watch those ones. They're pretty cool episodes. Do you want to explain the rules on how we do this, Clayton, for any new viewers?
Okay, so this is the film draft. Me and Barry go head to head against each other, trying to grab our list of top 10 films from a specific decade or genre or whatever we're doing. But today it's from the 2000s, from the year 2000 to 2009. Any film released during that time span is eligible to be picked.
Yep.
We flip a guitar pick because I never have a coin to see who goes first, and then we basically just get angry at each other for picking our favorite movies first. So,
basically, yeah. That's all.
That's how it goes. All right, Barry, I am going to flip the pick. Would you like the side that's shiny and got a symbol, or the blank side?
Shiny side.
All right, shiny side. Unfortunately, I win. The blank side landed, so I get to pick whether I want to go first or second. And I think I'm gonna go second. I think I'm gonna let you take it away. Yeah, I'm gonna let you go first tonight.
Wow. Yeah, this was obviously quite a hard list because this is obviously the decade you and I grew up in, our childhoods and stuff like that. Was a lot of those films that came out and stuff like that. A lot of these films I remember going to see at cinemas as a very young child, as well. Obviously not like all of them because there's a few of them on here that are like adult rated and stuff like that. But like these ones are like what I've had big impact in my life. So I'm gonna start with my number 10 is a film I always find very fond and go back to every now and again. Is Big Fish by Tim Burton, which came out in 2004.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing because I remember watching this for the first time. I think was with my parents. Because like Tim Burton, Ewan McGregor coming to a film together and everything like that. I remember because I would have been 5 when this came out, 5, 6. First time watching it, I was just like, what is this? Like, I don't get the point of this and stuff. It was a weird, wacky film. But then, as I got a bit older into my teenage years and stuff like that, and actually looked at films differently, I was like, wow, that is actually like a really wonderful film, and it's actually like one of my favorite Tim Burton films. That he did.
Yeah.
Just the performances, everyone in it. It's such an interesting, unique story and the whole visual elements to it. It's just, it's a wacky, fun film from Tim Burton. So that's going to be my first pick for today.
That's a great pick. It wasn't on my list because I forgot about it, but that's a great movie. And it's also one that not a lot of people have seen. So if you haven't seen Big Fish, go check it out because it's a wacky fun time. It's well worth a watch.
Yep.
Okay, so now that Barry's gone, it goes over to me, and I get to pick a film of my choice to follow up. And I think I'm going to have to take a heavy hitter straight away, because
Straight
going
away.
second, you're at a slight disadvantage, because obviously I get to follow up what Barry's going, but he gets a film ahead of me. So I'm going to go all the way to 2007, grabbing a film starring Josh Brolin, No Country for Old Men, directed by Joel and Ethan Coen, the Coen brothers,
Yep,
like
the
my
Coen
favorite
brothers.
directing team of all time,
Yep.
in what is arguably their best movie. I'd rank it second best under a certain other one that came out in the 90s, but this one is this one's really good. It is a masterpiece of suspense and thriller and sound design.
Yes.
And I think it won Best Picture in 2007.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, because
I think it did.
And Best Cinematographer as well, I'm pretty sure.
Which doesn't surprise me, because it's shot
Roger
really well.
Deakins, so, you know.
Yeah, which makes sense. But no, it is an impressive masterpiece of a film that everyone has seen, so I probably don't need to go to tell you guys to watch it. Yep. It's great. Amazing book as well. So yeah, go read the book, actually. That's a great idea. I'll recommend that.
Is it like much different from the movie?
It's quite similar. It's just a bit weirder. It's Cormac McCarthy, who is like the hardest author to get into in like literature history, just because of the way he writes. But No Country's really good. And well worth a read and a watch. So throwing it back over to Barry for his number 2.
Back over to my one. I am going to go with, it is part of a franchise, but they only made 3 good films with these actors and stuff like that in it. Obviously, like, during the 2000s, there was a lot of like films that were part of big franchises and stuff like that, and then ruined in modern era, as you could say, and stuff like that. But at this point in time, they are planning to do a prequel to this franchise, which I'm looking forward to, and hopefully a sequel with the same actors. So I am going to be picking Ocean's 11. I would obviously say the trilogy, because the trilogy in total is just amazing to watch. Obviously, Steven Soderbergh as director for all of them, and then George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, Matt Damon. These are like some of my favorite films to watch. Even though like some of them are stupid, and obviously I had a career before I started doing filmmaking because of these films and stuff like that, and then going back and watching these films after that career, I'm just like, it's totally fake, but it's still, I go back and watch them still, and I was like, I love them so much.
That's so funny. Yeah, great pick. Okay, what do I follow up Ocean's 11 with? This is tough, because there's a lot of films left, and there's a lot of films I want. So in order to, all right, I'm gonna pick this one. 2002. What is probably like the best music movie ever made, or like sort of semi biopic? It's 2002's 8 Mile, starring Eminem. Loosely based on his own life story.
Yes,
very loosely. But also kind of accurate. It's really well done, and it got me into Eminem, because I'm not a big like rap or hip hop person, but this movie I love it. It's so good. It's such a well written story over everything else, and the performances are amazing. Eminem kills it as Rabbit in the film. The soundtrack's so good.
I'm so surprised he didn't do any other acting gigs like after this.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
He like did this so well, and it was just like, this guy like could have actually had a career as an actor.
Well, he did. He was in that one with Seth Rogen and James Franco.
The interview.
He was in The Interview.
Yeah.
Kind of. No, I know what you mean, and I don't know. I guess that kind of makes it more special that it's like this is the one that he did, which I guess is fair, because it's such a good film. It's well worth a watch for everyone, even if you don't like Eminem. Like, it's a great story. So, Barry, you're number 3.
All right. Well, since you did a biopic film, I'm going to go with another biopic film from 2005 called Walk the Line, directed by James Mangold, and obviously Walking Phoenix, about obviously Johnny Cash. This is such a fantastic film. Not alone, well, mainly just because as well, all the singing in it is actually done by the actors. And all the performances and everything like that. That's what really gets me. I'm just like, oh, they actually like trained themselves to do all the singing and everything like that for it. And then, it was one of those things that like put James Mangold on my radar. who is now like one of my favorite directors of all time and stuff like that. And yeah, every time I go back and watch it, it's just such like a well-crafted film and everything like that. And obviously, it just came out. Well, I'm pretty sure Johnny Cash like just got to see it. A rough cut of it before he passed away.
Yeah, something like that.
Same time. So when did Johnny Cash pass away?
It was like 2000 or something, right? Wasn't it?
2003.
So he would have probably maybe just seen
or
like the film,
known the actors or something like that. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
maybe read the script.
That's right, because he did the Hurt song and then he like passed away like a month later.
Yeah, it was really close after that. Yeah, so that's crazy. Yeah, same year I was born.
Damn.
Johnny Cash. No, that's a great movie, and that's a great pick. It was on my list. I just wanted to pick 8 Mile over it, just because I think 8 Mile's the better movie. But I really do love Walk the Line. And also Walk Hard. Chewy Cox story is good too. That's on a different list, though.
That's on a different list.
My number 3. Oof. Okay, this is it's such a tough list because there's so many films that I want.
Oh yes.
All right, I'm going to grab a film from 2003, same year that Johnny Cash died, and what is probably like my favorite Korean film. It is the greatest Korean film ever made. It's called Old Boy.
Yep.
It was remade, not very well, but it was remade with Josh Brolin and a bunch of other people.
Yep.
But this one, oh god, it is like amazing. It has the greatest plot twist in cinema history inside of it.
Yep.
The story is amazing. It's shot really well. Yeah, it was great. I can't praise this movie enough, and I don't want to talk about it too much without spoiling it. But it's definitely
I ordered myself because they like Criterion Collection do like 4K editions of it.
Yeah.
So I just ordered myself like a 4K edition of it. So I'm just like,
Oh, that's tempting. They had it on Blu-ray at JB Hi-Fi last time I went, and I was very tempted to spend the $40 and get it. And I was like, oh, no. But yeah, it's so good. It's such a great movie. All right, Barry. Ooh.
Over to my number 4. Ooh.
Yeah.
In the middle ground now. Okay. I'm going to go with a film from 2006, but I didn't watch it till I was probably at least 15. Because this is Children of Men, which is an R-rated film. Obviously starring
That's fair.
Clive Owen and everything like that. This is still, to this day, there is a couple scenes in it where, like, first of all, whoever was the cinematographer for this, like, props to you. You're one of the best cinematographers ever. A lot of the shots and everything in this film is just insane, and it was one of the first films to ever pull them off in the way that it did. Obviously, you know the story is about like in the near future, which is actually in 2027, which is not too far away now. Obviously, like there's no more kids anymore. People stopped like giving birth and everything like that. And then it's obviously like there's one lady, she is pregnant and has the kid and everything, and Clive Owen must like rescue her and take her to like a safe haven and everything. He gets involved, and he's just like a normal guy in the beginning type thing. But yeah, it's still one of those movies to today. Every time I go back and watch it, it's still like harrowing to watch because like this could be our very like future type thing and the way society is and everything like that. Yeah. Because like a lot of the elements in it, and especially like you got the Ukraine war now and stuff like that, and it's just like a lot of things lining up because in this film, it's kind of sus, man.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. It's definitely a harrowing representation of the near future that definitely feels possible because it's done in such a very well done, realistic way, it's great. Good choice. Okay, I have to pick one from 2009 just because I need this film, and I guarantee you would have been like, this is a film I'm saving because Clayton will pick it because you knew I was going to pick it. It's 2009's District 9 by Neil Blomkamp.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite films, just like ever made. It's so good. I love every element of it.
Yep.
The whole mockumentary style that leads into an action movie.
I literally just watched it the other day again.
So good.
It's great.
Well worth it. It's so rewatchable, and I just love how uniquely it's shot. Like, there's nothing else really like it. It's kind of in its own little boat as a movie, and that alone just makes it so much more interesting.
Yes.
But yeah,
Yep.
I love it. Go watch District 9.
Go watch
all these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, go watch the movies.
Go watch some movies. Okay. Well, back over to my number 5 then. I'm going to go with an animated film. I do have 2 on my list, but I find this one to be the better one that I do enjoy more. From 2008, WALL-E. Because obviously we talked about robots earlier with the new DreamWorks film.
Yeah, we did.
In a very similar vein. Yeah, WALL-E, which is such an amazing Disney Pixar film. Probably, I would say, like, it's almost like it might be my number 1 if I'm being honest.
Number 1 Pixar?
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, right.
I'll have to go back through the list and everything like that. Because that's the thing. It literally has the main character is a robot that just goes off expression and sound cues. Yeah. There is no dialogue at all.
So good
in this film, besides like the human characters, which isn't a lot. It's mainly just him, with his love interest, Eva type thing, because he kind of says that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like that whole robot thing again, where he's just mainly showing actions and stuff like that, and it's just like one of those things. It shows our far future and stuff like that, where we're just sitting on seats and everything, hovering. Which a company the other day just came out and released a similar chair, a hovering chair the other day, the WALL-E chair.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh no, it's yeah. Real.
Also, okay, I do like WALL-E, but I love the first half an hour of WALL-E before the humans come in. And then the rest of the movie's kind of mid. Like,
I mean, it's been a while since I've watched it, so probably doesn't hold up.
I don't know. But the opening is amazing. Like,
that's
first
all
20,
I can
30
remember.
minutes.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the greatest part. I'm a Nemo guy myself, or Cars over WALL-E, but WALL-E's a great choice. Okay, well, since you picked an animated movie, I'm going to pick one too. This one's from 2001, and it is a sort of pseudo-sequel to a television show that we both really love. It's Cowboy Bebop Knocking on Heaven's Door. The Cowboy Bebop movie. Set near the end of the show, they released it as sort of a way to have another adventure with these characters after the spoilers finale. But it in of itself is an amazing movie. I really love it. The animation's great. The voice acting's awesome. Storytelling's cool. The villain is like my favorite in the whole series, and it's from the movie afterwards. It's so great.
Well, that's the thing. I love about Cowboy Bebop. We could probably one day just do an entire podcast dedicated to that show and everything about it.
Guarantee it.
I was bargaining you were going to say that. I did have it on my list towards the top a bit more, just in case you didn't say it. But yeah, I've got like, I think 2 physical copies of the DVD. I don't know why. I just do.
I have a. Technically, I've got 2. I've got it on Blu-ray, but it's a Blu-ray DVD. It's got both discs in it, so technically I've got 2 copies of it.
Yeah.
They're just in the one case. All right, what's your number 6, Barry? We're getting near the end.
Ooh, my number 6. I'm just making sure I have enough left. Here we go.
I don't know.
Yeah, is another like kind of very depressing film yet again from 2002 called The Pianist, starring Adrian Brody. Obviously it's a Roman Polanski film and everything. Obviously about a Jew that was living in Germany during the time of World War II and what happened to the family and what happened during those times and stuff like that, which is kind of surreal as well, because like parts of my family like were also alive during Germany, like during World War II as well, and like hearing stories from them and then watching this film. Yeah. And it's just like absolutely insane to hear like how close they got in this film. And even so much the dedication to Adrian Brody, even like there was an interview with a recent film he did, I think last year or something. They asked him, because obviously he won Best Actor for this film, and it's understandable as to why, because it's such a harrowing film. Like he lost so much weight for it and everything like that. It's a disturbing film. But it's so great to like watch in a way. But he even said like ever since he did that film, like it changed him like forever type thing. Like
wow.
Yeah.
So crazy. That's definitely worth a watch. It's an amazing film. Especially historical.
Yes.
An amazing historical film. All right. My number 6. Okay, I might pick Ooh. All right, no. I'm gonna grab a film from 2000. I think this is the earliest one on my list, and it comes from Sir Christopher Nolan. It's called Memento. And it is
Hey.
the best Christopher Nolan film, and I'll stand by that. It is an amazing masterpiece of just storytelling, cinematography, wacky backwardsness, and just forgetting everything. It's so cool, and it's such a unique story, and I've never seen Amnesia be done anywhere near as good as this film portrays that whole element of a story. And yeah, it's amazing. It just holds up in every way. Quite more than a lot of Nolan's other work, in my own opinion, just on like rewatches and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think so.
Yeah. No, it's a good film. Yeah, I watched it, I think, at the beginning of the year again. And yeah, that's the thing. It's 24 years old now. And that's the thing. Like, there's still people today being like, oh, wow, like, this is like very well done and everything like that. Yeah, it does have that rewatchability to it compared to like a lot of films. Because that's the thing. Like, how many times can you watch Oppenheimer to like understand that it was like, he made the nuke?
You kind of get it the first time.
First time.
Memento is a little bit different. Yeah, a little bit deeper, a little bit cool, and it's very cool. I definitely prefer it to a lot of those. All right, Barry, you're number 7. You've got 4 left. This is where it gets really tough.
Yeah. Okay, my number 7 is going to be another movie part of a big, massive franchise, which apparently they might be rebooting again, or rebooting, but then having the original actor potentially coming back as like a side actor in it, which is going to be weird. I don't know how they're going to do that. But it is Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. This movie, the CGI obviously not so great these days, but it's still like you can get over it. It's still like impressive to watch, especially for the time that it is. Still such a fantastic Disney film.
Oh yeah.
I still can't get over that this is a Disney film still. Because obviously they had the rights and everything like that. It's when they want to go a bit dark with things. But yeah, I watched it probably like a couple of months ago again, and yeah, it's still just like it holds up. All the characters are like so good in it, all the performances, the story to it is just so great. And yeah, definitely one of those memorable characters. And I really hope they don't try rebooting this and they actually are going with like apparently they are trying to add Johnny Depp. They're trying to work on a deal with him for him to come back, but obviously, like, of course, the recent 2 that they did after the original trilogy weren't that great. So
no, I definitely believe that there's only one good Pirates of the Caribbean film, and it's the first one. The second and third are kind of enjoyable at moments. The other ones don't exist. But the first one's the only great one, and it just holds up really well. I'm glad you picked it, because it wasn't actually on my list. I was going to leave that one off. So, yeah, cool. It's childhood classic, that's for sure.
Childhood classic.
Yeah. All right. My number 7. What do I follow up Pirates of the Caribbean with? Okay. All right. I'm going to pick a film to annoy you. I'm going to annoy you. I'm going to start something. It's from 2007, starring Daniel Day-Lewis. It's called There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
And
it was only my next one on the list.
I know. I thought I could see it in your eyes. I only watched this film 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. And what do you think?
I hadn't seen it. I loved it. Yeah. I thought it was awesome. Yeah. Start to finish, I was invested in this story, and it's so unique as a Western, and just in what it's doing. I loved it.
Oh yes.
It's shot beautifully. That's why I watched it, because I wanted to look at the lighting and some compositions that it was doing, and then I just got sucked into the film and completely forgot to take notes on anything. So I loved it, and I was like, that's a great movie. Because I picked it up.
The one film that I always like recommend to people if they haven't seen it. I'm just like, go and watch it. Like, it's a masterclass of a film. Like, to even learn from it. It's really like, it's kind of like simple, the idea of it all, but just like everything in it is so perfectly done. It's like the finest definition, from the lighting to the actors' performances and everything like that in it is just, it's just A class.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. And you've been telling me to watch it since like I met you. So,
Yeah.
so when I saw that it was $5 at JB Hi-Fi, I was like, I have to get this. Barry would kick me if I didn't.
I would.
So that's yeah, I watched it. It's great. I loved it.
Yeah.
All right, you're number 8. Considering you have to pick something else now.
Yep. Ooh, there's a couple other things I could pick.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I shall go then with what would be my 9th pick, but I'll change it around. Is going to be Lord of the Rings. I like all
Which
three
one?
of them. Well, it's basically the Return of the King. I would say is my like number 1, but all 3 of them, you have to watch all 3 of them together for it's like make sense.
I'll give you all 3 if you want.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, like they are part of the same story. It is the entire like Lord of the Rings type thing. Still to this very day, there has nothing. A film that hasn't even come close. Like Dune got almost there. It almost got there with a couple of scenes.
Almost.
The battle scenes and stuff like that. But there's still nothing to this day that's come on such like a well-invested adventure, like journey that was like done all along like these 3 films. Mainly because obviously when they did the filming of it, they shot them all back to back to back, which no other film's done, by the way, at all, ever, and probably will never do again. And it's just like props to Peter Jackson on actually like getting these films made the way they did. And obviously there are people that, because these are quite different in elements from the original books and everything like that.
Yeah.
I still prefer what we saw Peter Jackson's version do and everything like that. I think what he did there was actually amazing. And, it's still, I think Return of the King has the highest amount of ever Oscars like awarded to one film. I think it's like 17 Oscars or something it won.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Because there was nothing out that
crazy
year.
amount.
There was nothing out in 2003 like to compare it with type thing.
I could have won an Oscar.
Yeah.
I came out in 2003. Okay.
You came out in 2003. But yeah, it's still like to this very day, like I go back and watch these films and I'm just like, I'm blown away by these films every time I watch them.
100%.
There's some new element that comes forward and stuff like that. And it's definitely one of those trilogies where I don't want them to remake. I know they will probably eventually once Peter Jackson passes away and everything like that. God. But I do not want them to make this remake this trilogy. It's like Back to the Future. Just leave it. Don't touch it.
No. Perfect. It is a perfect trilogy. And it is the greatest fantasy movie ever made. Nothing has come close to it ever. And I don't think anything ever will. It's such a hard thing to do. And considering there's 9 hours of film in this and it's all good, that's saying something. I love it. And yeah, the movies is definitely better than the books, which is also another rare thing that you never see, especially not in recent years.
Yep.
But yeah, okay, Lord of the Rings is a great pick. Sure. Okay. I got 3 left. There's 2 that I want for sure, and then there's one that I'm not quite sure of. So I think I'll grab one of my for sures. I'm gonna go 2002 and grab Nicolas Cage's adaptation, which is what I would probably say is one of his best films. Spike Jonze, I think, is the director.
Okay.
His best film. It is amazing. I won this as a VHS in that Gronk Film Festival we did at TAFE last year. Watched it after that and was blown away. Obviously, from a writing standpoint, as a screenwriter, this film is amazing. On like a meta level and also like a storytelling level. It's so well done, and nothing has ever come close in that sense, because the whole thing is he's writing the story as it's happening, and it's all of that. And no film has ever come close to doing that like this one does, and it's so good. I could endlessly rewatch it because it's just so well made.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That is another great pick as well. All right. Well, since you stole one of my films, my list had to get reshuffled around a little bit. So my number 9 is probably going to be Casino Royale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the thing, because obviously still at the moment they are looking for the next James Bond, and someone like said they watched. A friend of mine watched. They've been going through and watching like the old ones and everything like that. And so it just kind of like reminded me. It's like, wait a minute, like when did Casino Royale come out? Yeah, 2006.
Yeah, 2006, man.
Yeah, I put this like almost on par with like Skyfall. Skyfall and this one are like on the same level for me. There are some elements like one does better than the other type thing. But yeah, this is obviously what kicked off Daniel Craig's run of it all. Still probably, in my opinion, the best James Bond villain that we got.
He's up there. Yeah.
Which was Mads Mikkelsen's one, which was, absolutely great. And it even had Jeffrey Wright in it. That's right.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah. So that's going to be my number 9 pick.
That's a great pick. It was on my list, so you did steal that one from me. Hey. I don't know if I was going to pick it. I was kind of humming and hawing over it because it is one of the best James Bonds. It's the best of the modern James Bonds. Yeah. The best since, like, I don't know, maybe like Thunderball or something. Going back like all the way to those first couple. But it's great. Daniel Craig kills it. Well worth picking.
Yeah. And
now I'm a little stumped because I've got two left and like 6 films that I want. So all right, I'm gonna pick one that I want that I don't think you're gonna pick now, and then I'm gonna leave the last one up to like complete chance.
Okay.
As of what happens, I'm gonna pick 2009's 500 Days of Summer.
Yeah.
Another film that I also only watched recently and blew my mind. Just from how amazing it is. The storytelling's great. The soundtrack is amazing. It is the best horror film ever made. No, it's great. I love it. I loved every element of this movie, but also hated it because it's a movie that you love to hate, and that's kind of what it's about. It's great. I love it. It's such a good movie. All right, Barry.
All right.
This is your last film.
This is my last film.
This is tough.
This has been a simple pick for me because I already said Lord of the Rings, which Lord of the Rings is like one of my highest rated things ever, but this was like below that.
The Hobbit?
No. This would definitely have to be one of my favorite picks of a movie of all time. I adore this film. I just got myself a 4K copy of this film as well, which I was so excited about. Came out in 2000. One of the best war films I have ever watched still to this day. Gladiator.
Yes.
Yes. Everything about this film I adore. Obviously, it's Ridley Scott directing it, and Russell Crowe starring as the lead actor back when he was like, this was like in his A game and stuff like that. And like, this is still one of those movies that holds up to this very day. Like all the set pieces, all the big war scene at the beginning and stuff like that. And the overall story that they told of Maximus's life and career and stuff like that is absolutely amazing. So much so that they have wrapped on Gladiator 2 that will be coming out later this year or early next year or something like that.
One of those.
One of those. Yeah. So like so much so that it is getting its own sequel 24 years after the original.
Crazy. That's great. Good pick. I wasn't going to pick it because I thought you would.
Yeah.
I left that one open. It's probably like one of the best like Roman films of like the medieval sort of, but like I guess ancient Rome, ancient Greece sort of story telling. I love it. It's probably my favorite Russell Crowe film. I'm not a big Russell Crowe fan, but I loved him in Gladiator.
Yep.
So sure, great pick.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, now it's my number 10. I gotta somehow top Gladiator.
What's it gonna be?
This is tough. Alright. I'm gonna pick another film from 2000. So that's the same year. This one, though, not Russell Crowe, but George Clooney. It's another Coen Brothers one. It's Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
You picked it.
It's a great movie.
I was happy you did because if I had it earlier on my list, and I was like, I'll leave it because I suspect he is gonna say it at one point, so I'll leave it.
Yes, I love every Coen Brothers film. I like it. I know,
Yeah.
they're just so good. Very much me kind of films. Embodying in everything I do is these guys' work, it's subconsciously or deliberately, whether or not. And this one is a huge plus. The music element, huge thing. This was the first film to focus heavily on like color grading aspects as well. So looking into it a lot. Through TAFE as well is crazy. So I had to pick it. I have to pick. I picked 2 Coen Brothers films on every list. And I can't help it because they're just that good.
I was hoping you would pick it because I'm a very big George Clooney fan, and so this is one of my favorite films of all time with him in it. So I was hoping like you would pick it. Like one of us would say it. It is. It's a absolute wacky, fantastical film, and Did you do another film with the Coen Brothers? I feel like you did one more. Burn After Reading.
Yeah, I was using Burn After Reading. That's right. Yeah, with Brad Pitt.
Yep.
I think. Yeah, that's right, and that's good too.
Yeah.
That's like 2010s. I think that came out 2011 or 12 or something
like that.
I was like, later. Was that on this list? No.
So that might be on a second. 2008. Burn After Reading.
Oh, we could have picked it. Oh, it's okay. It's an honorable mention. Woohoo! Honorable mentions. What else do we got? Throw something at me.
Shrek.
Yay!
Great animated film. Another animated film. I don't know if you've actually seen this, but is this called 9?
Oh yeah, the one with the little sack dudes.
Yes.
That was a weird movie.
It's weird, but like I went back and watched it like a year ago, type thing. That it's a lot darker than I remember. Like that is a very depressing dark film. Everyone fucking dies.
Yeah. It's scary.
Obviously, it has Elijah Wood in it. Because Tim Burton was in it. What?
Was he in it, or he would? That doesn't surprise me, honestly. It has a sort of Tim Burton-y element.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah. Or something. He was involved with it somehow. Well, like Christopher Plummer was like the voice of one of the characters. Crispin Glover, Jennifer Connelly, John C. Reilly in it as well.
Very cool. Yeah, it's definitely one that, again, that's another one that no one knows.
Yep.
It's very underrated. And it's very good. Very weird. It's like it's very not for everyone.
Yeah.
It's not a for everyone film, but it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you like animation.
Yep.
So that's very sure. All right, what else have you got?
Little Miss Sunshine. That's always like a fun, wacky film. The Incredibles, American Gangster, Gran Torino. Oh,
that's a good one.
3:10 to Yuma, which is another James Mangold film, which I always recommend if people like, because that's the thing, that's a remake of the original, and it is definitely like one of those films where the remake is better than the original. It's definitely like one of my favorite Western films of all time. Road to Perdition as well.
Oh, with Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Tom Hanks and Jude Law. American Psycho, Eternal Sunshine.
That's a
Spotless
really
Mind,
good one.
Hurt
That's
Locker,
good too.
Lost in Translation.
That's also good.
Yeah, there's like so many good films, man. That like
so many good films.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. It's really cool. Some other ones I can throw at you.
Yep.
Inglourious Bastards.
Yep.
That's one. The Dark Knight.
Yep.
Zodiac. Yep. First Iron Man. Black Hawk Down. Some comedy ones like Tropic Thunder and Borat.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Hot Fuzz, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think I skipped those ones because I was like, we did them on previous lists. Enemy at the Gates, another great war one. So many just really cool movies during this decade. So yeah, that was cool. That's a good list. Shall I read over who picked what?
Yeah, if you want to. That would be good.
If I want to. Well, we can do that, and then we'll round off the episode. So, Barry, you picked Big Fish, followed by Ocean's 11, Walk the Line, Children of Men, Wall-E, The Pianist, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, Lord of the Rings, you got all of them because I let you, Casino Royale, and then Gladiator. That's a pretty cool list.
That is a very good list.
Huge variety of stuff. And then over on my side, I picked No Country for Old Men, 8 Mile, Old Boy, District 9, Cowboy Bebop, Knocking on Heaven's Door, Memento, There Will Be Blood, Adaptation, 500 Days of Summer, and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yeah.
Those are
No, those
two
are-
very different lists.
But like all of them are great films, and like all
All
of them
are great.
like must watches as well. Like I love
I
each and
think
every single one of
so.
those films.
Yeah, those are like some of the best examples of modern cinema. So
Yeah, yeah.
definitely take notes while we do this and watch all those movies.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the podcast, everybody, I suppose.
Yeah, that.
I was just looking through other movies and stuff like that. Another one
Yeah.
I forgot to mention was The Road, if you've ever seen that before.
Oh, that's another Cormac McCarthy one, I think. It's based off of the book, right?
Oh, okay. I'm not sure that it was.
Oh, was it a series? It might have the same. It's the same name, so I might be the one I'm thinking of.
This is
I'm
the
thinking
one
of
with Viggo Mortensen. It's at the end of the world where his son, and they're basically starving.
Yeah, that's the Cormac McCarthy one.
Okay.
So yeah, same guy who did No Country.
Hey, that's why I like it so much.
Yeah.
Another good film as well, but people haven't heard of, called Moon. I don't know if you've heard of that before.
Yeah, no, I have
2009 with Sam Rockwell. It's my favorite Sam Rockwell film ever because he's just on like a moon training facility and he just absolutely goes psycho and it's absolutely amazing.
Okay.
Another film as well is Hunger with Michael Fassbender, where he basically like did the whole machinist type thing and it's based upon true events and stuff like that, and he basically like starved himself for the role, and it's just like it's very eerie to watch because it's based upon true events as well, and he died from starvation. So yeah,
wacky, good fun. Yeah,
good fun.
Oh man, all right, that's some good movies.
That's some good movies. That is some very good movies. Where's the outro?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see you guys next week. Have fun.
Yeah, thanks for coming out, everyone. We'll catch you all next time. Obviously, stay tuned, all our social media, all that stuff. We'll be around for next week's episode. We'll see you then.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah. What? What are we doing? What's the ending bit? what's the bit? I don't get it. Okay.
And I'm just Ken.
Oh, God.